Absolutely gashtastic. Hey everyone, it's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in live for the match reaction for the UEFA Super Cup, which has just finished. It's finished 2-1 to Real Madrid on the night. They've won themselves another trophy. United not able to do it on the night, and Mourinho not able to win his 4th trophy for Manchester United. If you're joining me now, do me a favour, chuck a like on this video, and just thank you very much for tuning in. But yeah, let's get into it. I mean, you know, it's a different class, isn't it, Real Madrid? They're the best team in the world, pretty much the best team in the world, you know. La Liga champions, champions of Europe. What's going on with my hair at the moment, by the way? Let's just address that. Seriously, man, I've just caught eye of it in the camera here, and it's shocking. I look like some sort of Marouane Fellaini wannabe right now. It looks like I've got a major sort of Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen afro type thing going on right now. But anyway, I mean, you know, Real Madrid, they are a classy side, aren't they? The best team in the world, in my opinion. They've got quality players throughout. That was on display tonight. Ronaldo's on the bench, you know what I mean? They're a quality side. They've got Benzema up there. They've got Bale on there, who I would love to bring to Manchester United because he is quality. As you could say for most of their players, really. And they showed that tonight. They just showed they're on a different level to Manchester United. They passed and moved the ball really well. They created a lot of chances. But Manchester United was still in the freaking game, and their first goal was offside anyway. So technically we drew. You know, Manchester United technically drew tonight, in my opinion. The first goal was offside. Okay, it was a great goal. Lovely ball over. And Cara freaking whatever his name is. I've forgotten it already. I know it's just gone out of my head, but that bloke, Caramiso, whatever the fuck his name is put the ball in the back of the net. Really good goal it was from him. Casemiro, that's it. I always messed it up. Thanks very much, Alex Rincon, for correcting me there. Casemiro's put the ball in the back of the net, and it was a good finish. Good goal from Real Madrid, but it was offside. I'm sorry. It was slightly offside. I know it's difficult for these linesmen to get it right every single time, but that shouldn't have been a goal in my opinion, and there you go, the game would have finished 1-1. But after that goal, Real Madrid really displayed the quality that they're known for. They've got great players throughout, as I say, and they showed that tonight. They passed it really well. Manchester United looked second best for much of it, to be honest with you, and that's, you know, I don't say that lightly because obviously, you know, I don't want to praise Madrid too much, and I love United, but we did look second best in large proportions of the game, but still, Manchester United were in the game, and, you know, if not for a couple of shit performances from Manchester United players, maybe it could have been a different story. I think our world record signing, previous world record anyway, Paul Pogba, was pretty poor tonight. Okay, he had that chance in the second half, that header, which was very nearly a good goal. But other than that, I think he was poor. Not what you want from somebody who's supposed to be the star man in your midfield there. Okay, we're coming up against Madrid and they've got ridiculously strong midfield. I get that. But I thought Pogba looked reasonably poor tonight. I mean, I don't know what his sort of thought selection's going on in his brain, because sometimes he's just so selfish, man. There's no need to be selfish. He's supposed to be this creative dynamo in the middle of the park there, and at times he makes the wrong decision. I think if you remember that chance in the first half where Paul Pogba, he's got the ball in midfield, he's breaking forward. Henrik Mkhitaryan is in an ocean of space on the left-hand side there, calling for the ball. What does Paul Pogba do? He turns back inside into loads of black shirts, Real Madrid players, and he gets dispossessed. It was a shocking, actually it was a shit shot he had, wasn't it? That's it, he didn't get dispossessed. He turned in, had a shit shot, it's a deflection block shot. What you doing, Paul, from distance as well? Mkhitaryan's disgusted over there on the left-hand side, and so am I, Paul, because there's no call for that. No need to be that, you know, selfish when you're supposed to be this creative influence in the side, and it was the wrong decision anyway. Fair enough, he could have smashed it into the top of the net, but he didn't though, did he? And I just thought it was a general all-round lacklustre performance from Paul Pogba. Jesse Lingard in the first half, want to talk about him. How shit is Jesse Lingard? I'm sorry, I know he's on 100k a week, whatever he's on. Absolute joke, because he couldn't hit the side of Romelu Lukaku if he was standing next to it. You know what I mean? He was quite poor, and rightfully substituted at half-time for Marcus Rashford, who came on and actually looked pretty damn good in the second half, apart from that. Oh, Marcus! No, that glaring opportunity that he's missed. He just couldn't do it. Fellaini's done ever so well to bring the ball down and playing a teammate. Can't remember who's put the ball into Marcus Rashford, but Rashford latched on the end of it, and he could have easily slotted it past Keylor Navas, but he just didn't, did he? And then he put it wide. It was a poor finish from Marcus Rashford, and in an otherwise good performance from him in the second half. I thought he was very lively. He's the sort of lad, he's so young, he comes on and he shows the big lads how it's meant to be done. You know, he plays with this sort of lack of fear. You know, he plays with a lack of fear. He runs at people. He makes things happen. And that's what we need. Could have done with him from the start of the game, to be honest. But, you know, good performance from him. Marouane Fellaini came on in the second half. You know, wasn't happy to see him. But fair play to the lad. You know, he played really well. Was quite instrumental in a couple of United's good moves in the second half there. And, you know, it was a good, solid performance from Marouane Fellaini. Impact player of the game from me. Go on, Marouane! And as you can see, I'm modelling my hairdo on him tonight. So, there you go. Little homage to Marouane. But, yeah, let's talk about our new signings then, shall we? Nemanja Matic, I thought he put in a good performance. One of our better performers, certainly in this game today. You know, looking to make things happen. Reasonably solid as a rock, and also actually had a hand in Manchester United's goal, which was a really good shot from distance from him. Keylor Navas perhaps should be doing better in the Madrid goal there, and it's a rebound. And who gets on the end of it? It's that man, Romelu Lukaku, who, before scoring that goal, in my mind, was called Romelu Lukaku, because he was playing absolutely freaking cack out there. What was he doing? Up until the goal anyway, he didn't do too badly, but I mean, a couple of things that he did, it was just like, what have we got here? The dumbest player in the world. You know, we signed him for £70 million, expected big things from him. I'm still expecting big things from him, but that move early on in the first half of the game, where, you know, he's got the ball. Herrera's actually got the ball. He's rounded a man. Herrera's running down the right-hand side looking to latch onto it because Romelu Lukaku is in an offside position. He can't touch the ball. He should be anywhere near the ball because he's an acre offside when Herrera rounds the player and moves the ball forward. But what does Lukaku think in that brain of his? He thinks, right, I'm going to go wide, even though there's nobody in the centre there, even though I'm going to literally steal the ball off my teammate. And then it's going to be ruled offside because I've touched it. What a dick. You know, that was a dick move, to be honest, from Lukaku at that point. And, you know, it was just something you don't really expect to see from a professional footballer, unless he just thought I was not offside. But surely he knows, with all the games he's played, he was offside there. Surely he knows that. I know he's offside quite often. I think he was the second most offside player last year behind Zlatan. So, you know, he's that sort of player, plays on the last man there looking for the runs. But that was just a stupid move. That was, you know, the sort of opportunity where if he just left it, if he had to know all about him just to think, you know, it's, I know it's offside, I better not touch the ball. Let's just meander into this space in the centre of Madrid's area here. Let's just meander into this space and wait for the ball. You know, if he'd have done that, then he could have had a really good opportunity, but instead, he just did an absolute double daymare. So, bit disappointing up into that. And also, he's blazed one over the bar. It was an absolute grandma spooner. It was shocking. I don't know what he was doing. Paul Pogba, good header from him. Almost the goal. Navas makes a good save. Rebound comes out to Lukaku. It is an absolute sitter. You know, my granny could have put it away. But what does he do? He blazes it over the bar. It was a shocking bit of play from Lukaku. I mean, you don't expect to see that from somebody who's, you know, supposed to be this great goal scorer. It's a shocking effort from him. But there you go. He put that behind him. That's what I like about these players. He's put it behind him. He's still looking for that goal. He didn't let it weigh on him too much. And he's actually scored, you know, good finish in the end there. Okay, the ball from, the shot from Matic should have perhaps been dealt with a little bit better by Navas in the Madrid goal there. But he has pounced on it and he's put it away, done everything asked of him in that certain instance. So fair play to Romelu Lukaku. I thought he was lively throughout. He's a big, strong presence up front. He didn't get a heck of a lot of service today. There's a lot more to come from him, you know. And Matic, again, other new sign, I thought he put in a good performance. He's going to be a big player for us. You know, Fellaini's come on in the second half and put in a good performance. But he should certainly be the substitute. Matic should be the man starting these games, playing that sort of brute role, in my opinion. I think that's what he is going to do. Ronaldo came on at the end there, didn't he? You know, looking handsome as ever. Well, if you like that sort of thing. But yeah, looking pretty Ronaldo-esque out there, you know, smiling it up. I was a bit pissed off to see him celebrating, you know, when Madrid got that goal. I know he is a Madrid player, he's been there for years. But do you have to do that, Ronaldo? You know, you've gone down slightly in my estimations there, but I still want you back at United, pal. So come back. Stop smiling. I want to see him miserable at Madrid until he eventually comes back to United. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see him come to the football club, as I would a couple of the other players from Real Madrid. They're a very talented team. So let's not be too negative about this performance. They had a goal that was offside, which was countered. They did tear us apart at times. You know, the build-up to the second goal was excellent. Gareth Bale having a hand in that. Another player who I'd love to see come to Manchester United because he's sheer class and we just need classy players at United. Will these players come? No. Why would they come? They're one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team in the world. United, we've got the potential to do that. But right now, I think it was evident to see in the game tonight, we're just a little bit off the pace of these really classy teams that are around Europe at the moment. I mean, Real Madrid, at times they tore us apart. They did with their passing. Their movement was fantastic. They showed why the Spanish league is so technical in those aspects, you know, keeping the ball, possession, working your chances, passing it around, keeping the ball. And, you know, Manchester United, we ran a lot more than they did simply because we were trying to get hold of the ball, especially in the first 45 minutes. Second half, that opened up a bit for us. Oh, I forgot to talk about Lindelof as well. He's another one of our new signings. Didn't mention him, wanted to talk about our new lads. Thought he was a bit gash, to be honest, at times, but good at other times. You know, he's got a lot of potential. The first goal, okay, it was offside. Well, I think he could have done better there, tracking the runner, but he didn't. But, you know, he's got to settle in. It's a new pace. This is a huge game for him. Surely the biggest game that he's ever played in. You know, a Super Cup against the current reigning European champions, Real Madrid. That's the biggest game. That is one of the best teams you're going to come up against. So I think, all in all, he did kind of well against them. Yeah, I mean... It was disappointing that we didn't get the result, but like I say, I think, bearing in mind they are the best team in the world, we did okay. You know, we were in the game after that Lukaku goal's gone in. After that, you know, we were in with a chance, and Marcus Rashford's got through on goal, and that could have been the equaliser right there. Perhaps should have been the equaliser. I thought that was a very poor finish from him in otherwise a good performance. But yeah, on another night, it could have gone our way. We could have got a draw. We could have got extra time penalties, whatever. It could have gone our way. And if that first goal was ruled offside, then who knows? So, yeah, I mean, it's got some positives in this game. You know, the new lads have performed pretty well, especially Matic, I thought was really good. And, of course, Lukaku getting the goal after, you know, a couple of dodgy moments for him in the game. Generally pretty decent. But we've got a lot of work to do. I think that's what this shows us. We're going to come up against teams like this in the Champions League this year. We all want to do well in the Champions League, don't we? We all want a nice run. We want to get to the semis, the finals, something like that. And if we're going to do that, we're going to have to beat teams of this calibre. The likes of Real Madrid, who we could get in the group stage. Any of these teams, the Dortmunds, the Munichs, the Barcelonas, you know, there's some quality teams that we will come up against in the Champions League. And we're going to have to do well against if we're going to get far in it. So this was a good measuring stick for us. We're not maybe that far behind the likes of Madrid, but we are still a bit behind them. You know, we've got holes in our team. You know, we've got certain positions on our team just not as strong as them. They've got a much better starting 11. You know, Lingard, what are you doing, pal? He's absolutely gash-tastic. He is. I know you've got to have your squad players for certain games, and that's what you do. You know, when you're coming up against West Brom, or you've got Leyton Orient in the cup or something, you need Jesse Lingard, you do. But not against Real Madrid, Jose. Not against Madrid. We need, you know, top quality players going in there. Martial's on the bench. Mattis on the bench. You know, are they injured? I mean, are they? If they are, fair enough. But if not, piss poor selection, Jose, you know. Nobody wants to see Lingard starting against Real Madrid in the Super Cup. You know, okay, he scored in FA Cup finals, things like that. Bullshit, mate. He's just not up to the standard. He's not. He's a good squad player. Okay, he's an average squad player. But he's not, you know, up to the level of your Martials or your Mattas or any of the players on Real Madrid's team, for instance. But there we are. To summarise, United did okay against a really good team there. We were in with a shout, just couldn't do it. Real Madrid's quality in the end shone through, and they just they got the better of us. Let's read some of your comments then, lads. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in right now. You bunch of legends. 114 legends currently in here. That's a lot of legends in one place. So thanks for tuning in. Do chuck a like on this video. If you could maybe give it a share on social media, just, you know, give people my reaction to the game. Get it out there. That would be much appreciated. Please do that. But let's have a look at your comments then. So Ahmad Ansari pops up and he says, Ronaldo being on the bench to haunt Man United. I don't really know what you mean there because he sort of didn't score when he came on. But thanks for your comment. Kyle Fury says, Pig, do you think Lukaku will flop? Well, I don't know if he'll... Hi Kyle, by the way, thanks very much for your message and being a legendary moderator on here, controlling all the racism and stuff, so thanks very much for doing that, because there is a fair bit of it out there. Yeah, to answer your question, I think there's a potential for him to flop, but he's young, he's a beast, he's proven in the Premier League, he's cost a lot of money, it's always difficult for players to live up to that sort of money when they do sign for those figures, a la Pogba. But I think he's got the ability to do it on a consistent basis. He scored tonight against the best team in the world. He can do that again. He missed a glaring opportunity as well. If he put that in on another night, he could have had a brace today. So I think he's put in a good, solid all-round performance. And, you know, from what I've seen of him so far in the United shirt, I think he's going to have a really good career at Manchester United. But, of course, he's got to have the right mentality. He's got to stay grounded. He's got to stay hungry. I think he's got that sort of mentality about him. I liked how he's done poorly in the game, but he's still, you know, sniffing around their area, looking for any sort of chance he can get and putting it away. So I think he could be, you know, he could take a little time to get going, but I actually think he's going to pretty much hit the ground running, I would hope. We need somebody to score goals. Zlatan's gone. He was our goal machine last year. It's now time for Lukaku to step up and be that man. He's only just come in. He's going to need a bit of time to adjust to the team, his teammates, everything. He's going to have to adjust. But he's going to have to do that. He's £70 million lad, and he's got to score goals. Paul Pogba's got to do the same as well, and he's had an extra freaking year in Manchester to work it out. So I'm disappointed with his performance tonight, I am. And I hope that he really starts to perform. He's got it in him. It's just so frustrating. That's what we all know. You see some performances, some games, he's just lightning. He's so good. But other games, he really lets himself down. And I thought he did that tonight. Okay, coming up against a really good team. But you're supposed to be a really good player, Paul. You know, make shit happen, son. Make it happen. Anyway, let's go back to your comments here. So, Sahalib Khan says, Pig, been watching you for 4 years now. You funny. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, pal. Have I been doing this for 4 years? I think you might be going back a little bit too far there, pal. I mean, have I been doing it for 4 years? If so, you know, you might be right. That's insane if all that time's gone by. I thought it was about 3 years, but fair play to you. Kumaran Selva Kumar, he comments and says, Agent P needs to do better. He does. You know, Paul Pogba, fair enough, he's had a hand in bringing his mates in the club and all that sort of stuff. Nice one, Paul. But you've got to start doing it yourself, pal. You really do. Nikolozka 1 says, Pig, do you think we have a strong enough midfield? Well, on the face of it, we do. On the face of it, we do. If we've got Matic playing at his peak of his powers and Pogba playing at the peak of his powers, then yes, we do. We've got really good core unit there, very strong. And also very creative and influential in the terms of Paul Pogba, great box-to-box. You know, should be able to do every single aspect of being a midfielder there, you know, defending and attacking. You've got Matic there, being the strong basis there, and then you've got Pogba. He's allowed to just roam and do what he wants and create things for his teammates. On paper, it sounds good, but in practice, who knows? I mean, we saw tonight he can be exploited. We saw tonight, you know, Pogba wasn't at the peak of his powers. That's an issue. We've got other good players who can come in there. You know, Herrera, I always really rate. And of course, Marouane Fellaini, who came on and put in a good performance. So we've got some options there. It's not as strong as you would like, is it? If you look at the previous Manchester United sides that have been successful, you know, you've got your Keanes in midfield there with Scholesy. You don't get better than that. A real tenacious box-to-box midfielder, absolute beast in Roy Keane, and then your absolute passing master in Paul Scholes. We don't quite have that. I think Mourinho's gone for the similar sort of balance, but Paul Pogba's nowhere near Paul Scholes, and Matic is nowhere near Roy Keane. So we don't actually have that quality midfield that we used to. It's going to take time for these players to develop and really grow into their roles and actually do it consistently, because that's what it's about this time. It doesn't matter if you can do it on a cold, wet, rainy night in Stoke on a Tuesday night or something. It doesn't matter. You have to do it every week, or at least very nearly every week, if you're going to be successful at this game. Jim Olsen comments, hi Jen, thanks for commenting. He says, maybe Isco needs crutches after the game. He fell down all game. He did, didn't he? This is what these Spanish fairies are always falling down left, right and centre. They just are. I was expecting that, you know, any challenge. Valencia's put half a toe in and he's gone down like he's been shot. Shocking stuff from the Spanish, but you expect that. Listen, United have done it over the years as well. The likes of even big beastie Zlatan Ibrahimovic last season diving his tits off. You know, Ashley Young over the years. It's in us as well. It's just part of the game, unfortunately. It's a shit game in terms of that sort of macho, like, you know, why do they do that? Why do they mince around? Why do they make a min of it? Trying to get fellow professionals booked, all that stuff, win fouls, they should be winning. It's really annoying, but it happens. I thought other than that, Isco was actually quality, you know, really good performance from him against us. Another player we could sort of do with. I think it's fair to say that this was just a scouting mission, you know. We thought, let's not worry about the Epoxy Super Cup. Let's just scout these players and sign them. So Mourinho's putting the offers in tomorrow. He's phoning them up. He's saying, hola, Bale and Ronaldo are ours. And he's going to bring them to the club. You see it. You've heard it here first. Nobody believes me, but it's true. What's happening tomorrow? Mourinho is masterminding a double signing of Ronaldo and Bale for £225 million. I've just told you. But that's what's happening. Anyway, we can dream, can't we? Youssef Omar comments and says, Lingard is so shit. I'm not going to add anything else to that apart from just I absolutely agree. Nicolosca comments again and says they were disgraceful, going down like they've been shot all the time. Yeah, that's just the Spanish game, you know. It's just most of the games, most of the leagues around Europe, Italy, France, not so much Germany actually. They're a bit more, you know, they've got a bit more bollocks about them, you know. But it's still in all aspects and all elements of football at this level. More needs to be done about it. You know, if it's found out that players dive in post-match, even if it's not been caught by the referee, then they should be fine. In fact, didn't they just bring that in? I don't know. But if they didn't, they absolutely should. Yep, George Burke says Lingard has good movement but can't do much else. He's pretty handy, isn't he? He is. He's good. You know, he has scored some important goals for us. He's sort of a big game player in that sense, but he wasn't tonight. I know what you're saying. He is decent, but he's just not he's not good enough to start against Real Madrid. That's what I'm saying. Good squad player, but that's about it. I'd pretty much rather have Ashley Young playing. You know, I pretty much would. So that goes to show you how highly I regard Jesse Lingard. Anyway, Jim Olsen, he comments again and says, Pig, why not Martial today? He had a great pre-season. What does he have to do to get game time? I couldn't agree more with you, Jim. He would have been such a much better option than the likes of Lingard. You know, Mkhitaryan and Martial is so much more. It puts a lot more fear into the opposition, doesn't it? If you see Jesse Lingard on your pitch, what are you going to do? What's this little midget, pigeon-faced bloke going to do in this game? You wouldn't be worried, would you? You know, maybe we would, but these professionals at Real Madrid are too good to be worried about the likes of Jesse Lingard. So, yeah, I just think that psychological factor's gone when you've got Lingard there. If you've got Martial there, look what he did pre-season, you know, against them. Look what he did pre-season. It was an unbelievable bit of skill to set up that goal. So, you know, I would have liked to have seen him as well. Maybe he's just not 100%. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, I'm pretty much going to wrap it up now, but thank you very much for tuning in to my post-Super Cup match reaction show. Is it a show? I suppose it is. I'm showing you sort of me, so it's sort of a show. But thank you very much for tuning into it. Just my thoughts and opinions and an immediate reaction to the game. Bit of a shitter that we've not managed to win. It would have been really nice to add the Super Cup to the trophies that Mourinho's won whilst being manager, but not to be. We've got the Premier League to focus on now. Hopefully I want to see a really good signing made before we get underway properly. Perisic would be nice. Yeah, I don't really know too much about him. I've seen a bit of him. Looks good. I would take him. Give him a shot. But if we could perhaps mastermind some sort of a transfer like a Gareth Bale or a Cristiano Ronaldo. I laugh as I say that because I know how ridiculous it sounds and it's not going to happen. But just if we could do something like that, then wow, Manchester United could seriously be in with a shot this season at winning the Premier League and maybe doing well in Europe. We need a player like Gareth Bale. We really do. You know, somebody like that just who can come in there, absolutely boss it, add to the quality we've got. He's got pace for days. He's got skill for days. You can pretty much play him anywhere and he will improve your side. So, you know, if we can do it, if Mourinho can do it and Real Madrid are selling, get the deal done, lad. Anyway, thank you ever so much for tuning in to the channel. Do me a favour, smash a like on this video. Forgive me for my Seth Rogen-esque look today. I'm going to get a haircut soon, unless you think I should just throw it out into a, you know, a proper Marwan homage. So let me know your thoughts on that, actually. But thank you very much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment. You can follow me on social media. Please do. Instagram is Mr. Flying Pig HD. Facebook is Mr. Flying Pig HD. And Twitter is at Mr. Flying Pig HD. And YouTube is Flying Pig United. Just to keep it fresh and original, you know. But you're on here, so you know that. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you soon. I'll be doing all sorts of videos for Manchester United now the season's getting underway properly. Match reactions. I'll try and do some live match commentaries as well. As many as I can. I couldn't today. I was working late. Actually missed the first 5-10 minutes of the game. So, you know, cut me a freaking break here. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. You're all a bunch of legends. Manchester United not as good as Real Madrid at the moment. But in the future, we're going to batter those Spanish fairies. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you soon. This is the Pig. Take it easy. Have a good one. And come on, United!